Hello everyone. I'm going to show you how to make a shadow box. In this case it is the Haringpakkerstoren in Amsterdam. Now originally it wasn't a tower at all. It was just a building built as a fortification for the walling around Amsterdam in the 17th century. Later, a beautiful spa was built on top by the famous architect Hendrik de Keyser. But the tower was then used as a working place for the men who packed and salted the fish and then put the fish in the vats or the barrels. And you see here the fishing boats that brought the herring into the building for the packers to put it away in the vats. So this tower is called the Haringpakkerstoren, so herring packers. For this picture I need 5 prints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 prints. As a tool I use, of course, a hobby knife, a mat, a pair of tweezers or a pin set, a stick, a silicone kit, varnish and a brush, and of course a pencil. Let's have a look at the manual. As you see here, there is a Japanese text, but I have a text available in Dutch, in English, in German, in Spanish, etc. So let's have a look at the first print. From the first print I cut out a number of pieces. Number 2, number 8, number 15, 22, 24, 25, 26. You put these numbers at the back of all the pieces and then you put these pieces onto, well, I put them on a tray, as you see. So later, when you have cut out all the pieces, and there are 26, as you see on the manual, when you have cut out all the pieces, you can start building it up. Now cutting, of course, is very important and not all that difficult. When you look at the spire, in this case here the church bell is hanging. I'll show you. Here you see the church bell. Okay? So from this piece I cut out a small piece, smaller than the bit I cut out here, because here you do not see a church bell. Do you understand? It is difficult to cut out these parts and the bird on top. So be very careful. It is best to cut out this part first before you cut out this part. And that is also true for, I'll show you number 21, for instance. 21, it is better to cut out all these parts first, here also, before you cut out the horse and the sleigh. Okay? even with this window, you first cut out the window and then later this part, okay? Now, to go back to the cutting, I'll show you how to cut. I'm going to cut out number 4, also because it is quite easy. It has straight lines, you see? So the clock, number 7, is a little more difficult. Anyway, I'm going to cut out number 4, and as you see here, this is called an overcut. It means I need a little more, because if I do not do so, then later when it is covered by number 8, it is completely covered. Do you see? Do you see that? Anyway, I'm going to cut out number 4, and this line is this line, so this is quite simple to do. You cut just along the line, carefully. And your hands must be clean, of course. Now, there we are. Straight down. And here you get this part, which I'd already cut out. You see? Now, this is number 4. And when I show you the manual again, you see here a mounting fold. Here you see a mounting fold. And the overcut is explained by the arrow and a cross. Now, the mounting folds are quite important, and I'll do that also with my knife, but be careful not push too hard, otherwise you have 3 parts of number 4. You see this mounting fold? You see that you have a slight shadow here, okay? I'll do the other one as well. There we are, and a bit of the roof. Okay, this is number 4. You go along the edges with a 4B pencil. You must darken the edges. This is also important. You do that with all the pieces. You understand that this is not necessary because this part is covered. Okay, this is number 4. I'll also show how to do number 7. And that is a bit more difficult. And when I do that, I try to turn the paper. You see? This is not only difficult for you, but also for me. There we are. The clock. And you also darken the edges. Good. I'll show you a this part as well, number 17, you see here that you have to cut out the windows. Okay? Later, you put on the shutters here. When you look closely, you will see that I drew a line here and here, so that I can fold this part. I'll show you. That is number 17. You see? I cut here and I cut here. Then I fold this part and this part. So then you have this idea. Okay? I also fold the line here, but in this case a valley fold, not a mountain fold, a valley fold. I also do that with my knife, but very carefully, so that the bottom part comes up. And by the way, what you see here is a tent. And what we call in Dutch een koek en zopie tent. Now koek you understand, and zopie means spirits or gin to keep you warm. Nowadays you will get hot chocolate and a cotton bun or a glühwein, but then you got a glass of gin. Okay, when you cut out all the pieces, and let's have a look if I have explained everything to you now. I think I have. Yeah, I think I have. I'll show you how to put on the silicone kit.
Yeah.
I'll show you how to put the kit on your pieces. In this case, I do the last piece, and I do that because I want to build up as high as possible, but not so high that it touches the glass of your frame. Okay, so I put kit on this piece. I'll show you. And by the way, did I tell you that you have to keep the kit in the fridge as it dries out extremely fast? So now I have a hole in the tube, and then I put on the kit in even dots, and I do it directly with this stick. And I think I'll put 4 dots. Oh, I think I can do 3 dots on the picture. I think that will do. There I put on the top. Oh, I have to clean it with my tissue. There we are. Okay, I pick it up with my pincet and put it on the picture. You do that with all the pieces that you cut out. Use your pincet for putting the pieces in place. Now, what do you think? Okay? I have to check with the frame to see whether it touches the glass or not. And it does, you see? So I have to push it down a little more, because it shouldn't touch the glass. Okay, I'll try again. There we are. Still not good. Okay. Now this should do it. As you see, I put the picture first on a piece of carton. I glue it on a piece of carton and then I do it on the backing board. And you see the hook here. So I put on the frame and then your picture is finished. But before it is finished, I have to tell you about varnishing the picture. And it's the same as with the silicone kit. When you do not use it, put on the top. Now when I varnish, I never ever varnish the background, as the varnish doesn't look nice in large areas. Neither do I varnish the front of the buildings. I don't like it. But I do varnish, of course, the people, the horse, the sleighs, and the roofs of the houses. And especially when the sun is shining, the snow glistens on the top of the roofs. So small things, roofs, people, and also the flags here, I varnish. And how do I varnish? I just dab it on. So I do not brush out. Oh dear. There we are. I dab it on. Be careful that you do not lose any varnish on the way. You see how I dab it on? How nice it looks. There we are, one roof done. Now do this chap here. There you see. I dab it on. Now this is not difficult, is it? There we are. And in this case, I do not put varnish everywhere because the snow gets a bit sludgy on the way. You see? Just give an impression of the sun that is shining on the snow. So, I hope you understand how it is done. I think that's it. It's quite simple to put kit directly on your piece when it is a big piece like this one. But it is more difficult to do it directly from your tube onto the clock in this case. So what I do is just put a dot on a piece of paper. Do not forget to clean the stick and then just put a little kit here, you see? And in this case, because it is so small, I use my hobby knife to put it in place. You understand? I won't do it now, I just leave it here. Then something else. When I finished my picture, I put on what I call a wall. And that wall I made with 2 pieces of this paper. You see? that makes it nicer when you frame it. You understand? Okay. That's it.